Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the world of a creature that looks like it stepped right out of a fantasy novel. Meet the Chinese water deer, an animal with a nickname that's way more dramatic than its personality, the vampire deer. Now, before you start picturing a deer that sparkles in the sun or lurks in the shadows, let's get one thing straight. This deer isn't after your blood. Its famous fangs are for something else entirely. So what's the real story behind these incredible animals? Stick around as we uncover the secrets of the fascinating vampire deer, the weird animal of the week. First off, let's talk about those teeth. The most striking feature of the Chinese water deer, especially the males, is their pair of long, downward-pointing canine teeth, which can grow up to 3 inches long. These aren't for biting necks, they're weapons. Instead of antlers, which you see on most other deer species, male water deer, or bucks, use these sharp tusks to fight off rivals during the mating season. They'll slash and stab at each other to win the right to mate. It's a pretty intense display, but once the fight is over, they can actually retract their tusks slightly, pulling them back into a less aggressive position. The females, or does, also have tusks, but they're much smaller and barely visible. So where can you find these fanged deer? As their name suggests, they're originally from China and Korea. They love wetlands, marshes, and riverbanks anywhere with dense reeds and tall grasses where they can hide from predators. Their love for watery environments is right there in their name. They are excellent swimmers and will often dive into rivers to escape danger or to travel between feeding areas. Interestingly, while they are native to East Asia, a significant population now exists in the wild in the United Kingdom. They were brought over to a British zoo in the 1870s, and some escaped. They found the marshy English countryside to be a perfect new home and have been thriving there ever since. When it comes to their diet, Chinese water deer are herbivores through and through. They spend their days grazing on a variety of plants, including grasses, herbs, and tender shoots. They're quite selective eaters, always looking for the most nutritious parts of the plants. They are mostly solitary animals, preferring their own company for most of the year. You won't see them in large herds like other deer. However, they do come together during the mating season, which is usually in the late autumn. After a gestation period of about 6 months, the female gives birth to a litter of tiny, spotted fawns. And here's a fun fact. They can have up to 6 fawns at once, which is a lot for a deer. These spots help them camouflage in the tall grass, keeping them safe while their mother forages for food. Despite their fierce-looking tusks, Chinese water deer are actually quite shy and timid creatures. They rely on their excellent hearing and sense of smell to detect danger early. When startled, they don't gracefully leap away like a white-tailed deer. Instead, they bounce away almost like a rabbit, with a stiff, springy jump. Another unique thing about them is their bark. It's not a gentle call. It's a harsh, loud, and surprisingly aggressive-sounding bark that they use to warn others of danger or to challenge rivals. It can be quite startling if you're not expecting it. Now, let's talk about their conservation status. In their native range in China and Korea, their populations have been declining due to habitat loss and hunting. They are currently listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. The wetlands they depend on are being converted into farmland and urban areas, leaving them with fewer places to live and find food. The thriving population in the UK is actually a good safety net for the species, acting as a sort of backup population. So the Chinese water deer is a truly unique animal. It's a deer without antlers, but with impressive tusks, a solitary creature that's an expert swimmer, and a gentle herbivore with a dramatic nickname. It's a perfect example of how amazing and diverse the animal kingdom can be. The vampire deer is a reminder that nature is full of surprises, and there's always something new and wonderful to learn. Thanks for joining me on this journey to meet the vampire deer. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more wildlife adventures. Let me know in the comments what animal you'd like to see next. Until then, stay curious.